Hello, 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 y'all. Welcome to Homestead Believer. My name is Cherie, and today we are going to be canning some white beans. When I say white beans, it's literally white beans. It's not a white bean. It's not a type of white bean. We are canning white beans. And today, I have a very special guest. Let me introduce you to my daughter. This is my daughter, Nellie, aka Danielle. She is here to help me today. So, together, her and I are going to be canning some white beans. So, what we have done thus far is we washed our beans. No, we sorted our beans. Go through your beans, sort, look for any twigs, stones, like yucky looking beans. Sort through the beans, then you wash your beans. Yes, you wash your beans. No, do not use dish soap. No, do not use laundry soap. Water. Use water to wash your beans. So you will sort your beans, put them in whatever you're going to be using to soak your beans. A pan, a bowl, whatever. Cover your beans with water. Put your hands in there and then rub them beans in the water. Drain. You'll see the first time you do it, your water's filthy. And that's why we wash our beans. Do it, drain it, rinse it. Put your beans back in, cover them with water again. Same thing. Get them beans up in there, in your hands. You're not squishing them. You're just kind of rubbing them in your hands under the water. Drain it, rinse it, and keep doing it until your water's clear. If you put your hands in there and your water's clear, you're good to go. So then you drain it, cover them with water, and make sure when you cover them with water for your overnight soak, you have at least a couple of 3 inches of water, if not more. Soak them overnight, and once you have all of your beans soaked overnight, you're going to notice sometimes, but I didn't notice it too much this time, you'll have a level of foam on top of your beans. Strain that off. Rinse your beans. Cover them with a couple of inches of water again. I see someone's on, and I see I got a like, and thanks for being here, but I can't see who you are if you don't make a comment, and if you made a comment, the book of face ain't showing it to me. So you'll rinse your beans, put them in a pot of water with at least a couple, 3 inches of water, and then boil them for 30 minutes. You don't start your 30-minute timer until they have started to boil, and that is what we did here. Okay? So, here's the deal. A lot of times you have foam on the top of your pot when you're boiling. Unfortunately, sorry the camera's crooked. Unfortunately, we went from boiling to overboiling. And we had a hearty mess to clean up on that stove because bean starch is icky, sticky. So we were cleaning up the stove before we put our second batch of beans on, which is none of your business. That's none of your business. Did I put the other? Oh, I put the one on. That's none of your business, because we're not doing that together today. So, we got our beans. They're boiled for 30 minutes. So now we're on to the next step. Our first set of beans. So what is in this pot, and I will make sure you see when it goes into the jug. What is in this pot is a mixture of cannelli beans, Great Northern white beans, and navy beans. Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to mention. This is kind of important, actually. You can mixed beans together. For me, I decided it's safe to can mixed beans together because all beans are canned the same. You start them by boiling them. Well, you start them by soaking them, and then you rinse them, and you boil them, and all that jazz that I just discussed. And they're all processed at the same time. So, for me, the reason I wanted to do all the white beans together, I've done it with kidney beans too, because I like black beans and red beans in my kidney, or in my stew. In my chili beans. I've done my chili beans together with some chili seasoning because I like to mix my beans. So I did white beans, Great Northern white beans, Canelli beans, and navy beans because I like those 3 beans in white chicken or turkey chili. And I make 2 different kinds of soup that I use those 3 beans in. And if somebody's leaving a comment, can you look up on your phone and see if there's any comments coming in? Because I'm not seeing them up here. And that's what the Book of Faith does. I'm not seeing comments if you're leaving them, so I'm not ignoring you.
No comments yet.
Okay. When I make this soup, I like to mix the same 3 beans, so I'm just canning them together. The soup that I make, I either do it with usually bone broth. I use a quart jar of white beans, and this is just for me and Pat with leftovers. I'll use a quart jar of broth, a pint jar of beans, some kale or spinach, onion, garlic, whatever seasoning my little heart desires. It's a super easy soup, and it's super hearty. It's super easy. It's super healthy. It's got, like, between the beans and the kale or the spinach is full of vitamins. With the bone broth, you're getting protein. You're getting protein in your beans. I don't always add meat. If I add meat, it's generally probably like Italian sausage or something, like a sweet Italian sausage. So I like to make that soup, and I really like it, and especially like if I'm not feeling good, it makes me feel better. So now we're back to our regularly scheduled programming. Okay, put your seatbelts on because you're going for a ride. Okay, so we got our beans in the water that we boiled them in. So we're going to take a little slotted spoon, and I see a lentil. I sorted these beans from a bag of mixed beans, or from a bunch of mixed beans that I threw together, I should say. I threw them together and then regretted it later. You know how life is. We do things we regret. So what we're going to do is we're going to fill these beans to just under the shoulder of our jar, okay? Just under the shoulder of our jar. So you gotta and I'm straining the water out. I'm not putting this water in the jar. Now, on the national, I'm trying to remember, and I told Nellie to, okay. It's gonna be backwards, but if you can see it, National Center for Home Food Preservation. According to the National Center for Home Food Preservation, I'm seeing comments now. I love beans. Hang on, I gotta read this. I love beans, but struggle with digesting them. That's why you need to home can them. And can them this way. I have reasons for what I'm doing. Cindy! Oh, goodness. All right, we're going to pray for you, Cindy. I got to see what Lori said. You can watch the replay. Thanks for being here, Lori. And thank you, Kathy. Kathy, for your comment. Canning, I don't find too much of a digestion issue if I can my own beans. I want to stop right now and say a prayer for Cindy, if we can, please. My friend Cindy has to go in the hospital because her heart's not doing good. All right, I need to stop and say a prayer. I want everybody, even if you're watching the replay, please pray for my friend Cindy right now. Lord, we are coming to you in prayer. Please cover Cindy with your healing hands. Please protect her and give the doctors the wisdom to do what they need to do to heal her heart. Please keep her visit in the hospital short. And please, please, please give her the strength and the courage to get through this. And know that she is loved and covered in prayer. I ask this in Jesus' name. Amen. I'm so sorry, Cindy. I am so sorry, Cindy. I was praying for you this morning when I woke up, so. I'm gonna just turn the camera so nobody sees me. Oh, that one hit me. So we're just gonna fill to just below the ridge with our beans because we want enough liquid in here because these beans are going to continue to swell. So we want to make sure that we have enough liquid in here. They'll continue to swell during the preservation process, as well as even the next morning. You'll notice that they're still swelling. I think I got too much of them jars. I need like whew. That bothered me. I got too much because I'm distracted. Dropping beans all over the place. I don't see my comments moving, but all right, there. We're good there. Thank you. Thank you. Lord have mercy. You understand, Cindy. You understand, Cindy. That's my other friend, Cindy. Oh, I don't like hearing people with health issues. You understand, Cindy. Oh, that bothers me. So we're just going to fill these to just under the arch. Some of these might be a little bit more, but it's not like an exact science. We just want to make sure that we have enough room because we'll fill this with water to the 1-inch headspace. So we want to make sure we got enough water space in there so that when they continue to swell, because they'll continue to absorb water even though they've been soaking overnight, and they'll even soak water. They'll soak water in the preservation process, and they'll continue to soak after they're preserved, after they've been canned. Oh, I'm so sad. My goodness. You got this, Cindy. You got this. Cindy, you tell her. You know. You know. When I make my own stuff, it's easier to digest, like you said. Exactly. I'm slowly adding more things that I'm working on my own. Exactly, Kathy. Exactly. When you do it yourself, see now, I'm going to tell you, on the Center for
National Home Preservation and Food Preservation.
That's why she's here, man, because I need her brains. They tell you to use this juice that you boiled your beans in. This juice is full of gas, and the gas is what prevents your body from being able to digest your beans and properly absorb the nutrients. So, and when you're buying them canned in the store, you know darn well that's exactly what they're doing. You know darn well that's exactly what they're doing. Is it bowling?
No, but we don't bowl.
So that's what makes beans hard to digest. Your body can't. You can't digest them when they're full of gas. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Cindy. I've been praying for my other friend Cindy, and I won't disclose things, Cindy, but I'm gonna ask people to pray for my other friend Cindy, who is on here right now, because she is also going through some health challenges. I just hate the heart thing. She is also going through some health challenges right now. She and I have been missing church because we have both been going through some health challenges. So I appreciate you praying though, Cindy. You know what she's going through. You understand. The first Cindy, she was my very first follower.
Oh, really?
Yep. She's got a couple good, cute little grandkids. Oh, yeah, she was my very first follower. And she also got to enjoy. I'm just watching this now. I'm so nervous about another boil over. She also got to enjoy one of my candles because her grandson wanted one of my candles. Yeah. Yep, she's a sweet lady. She's a sweet lady. Oh, I hate hearing it when people are sick. It makes me crazy. For me though, it's been, of course, Cindy, of course. I've been praying for you day and night. But the other Cindy, I pray for her too because she's got a special place in my heart. You, Cindy, you have an extraordinary place in my heart. Another thing I've noticed is now we can eat barbecue sauce since I've been making my... I bet, because you ain't got all the junk in your food. You don't have all that junk in your food, so you can eat it. I'm telling you, when you do it yourself, here's another reason, and I've said this on other lives, so, aw, Cindy, you're so sweet. You're such a sweet girl. And I've said this on other lives, but I'm going to repeat it because it's worth repeating. Can you tell me if that water is boiling in the back, please?
Just starting to.
Okay. I can't remember. I've gotten beans at some of the stores, a bag of beans for 69 cents. I think at most I paid $1.29 for a bag of beans. What you're seeing in these jars is about a bag and a half. A can of beans at the store, at Aldi yesterday, I saw some for 89. They were up to 89 cents. They can be 79 cents for a can of beans. A can of beans is equivalent to one of these jars. So I can get, let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think I've gotten 11 jars out of a bag. Okay? So you can get 11 jars out of a bag for the same cost as one jar in the store. As far as I'm concerned, economically, that makes it well worth this little bit of time that it's taking. It really does. It makes it well worth the time it's taking. Nope, that's a little too full. We're going to remove a few. So to me, it's more economical. And I'm sorry, but I don't think it's hard to do beans. I mean, it's not that hard to wash your beans and soak them and then put them on to boil. Rinse them a couple times, you know. I don't think it's hard to do beans. So To me, it's economical. Now, what I will do is, if I don't have a full jar here on this last one, because I'm doing a couple of other kinds of beans, I'm just going to throw any leftovers I have from any other beans into this jar, and then it can go into mixed bean soup. Because I did see yesterday, I was at Aldi trying to price things. I think the beans, I want to say the beans were $1. Shoot, I don't remember what they were. $1.29 or $39 for the beans there. I want to say that's what they were. Okay, so I don't have a full jar of beans here. So, because I'm doing other beans, I'm just going to add to it. And then I'll have mixed beans that I can just throw into a soup. Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Did you want to show the phone? What did you want to show the phone?
Oh, yes. Here's what else. I'm going to take you guys for a ride and turn off the lights. So hold on. Going for a ride. Put your seatbelts on. Here is the foam that I was talking about. I skim this off. This foam, I skim that off. Because that's gas. And I don't want that gas in my jar. Yeah, you do get a sense of pride. You're right, Kathy. You get a sense of pride when you're doing it. Yeah, I was gonna have you bring that over. And can you snag the soup scoop, whatever it's called?
The label.
There you go. Yes, you have a sense of pride when you make it yourself, when you do it yourself, and I think it's healthier. Now that like I said, the foam, that's gas. That foam in there is gas. So I take it off. What I was seeing in other videos that I was watching and what it says on there, it tells you to just use that water. That's gross. Now, had this last pot not boiled over, we'd have been skimming the foam. I was going to show you how to do it. But I think you turned the wrong burner off.
Oh, I did.
Whoops! Not like I ain't never done that before. Heck, my daughter will tell you. How many times was I waiting for a pot to boil because I didn't turn the burner on? Way too many times. But I skim that foam off before I even scoop my beans out, and I will not use that water because that water contains gas. That I don't like for two reasons. Number one, you got the gas in your jar. Number two, that's not good for your digestive system. So I don't use it. I don't follow the Center for Disease Control there. I did forget my salt. You do not have to add salt. A lot of people don't add salt. I personally think that beans can take in salt, and I like to salt my beans. I don't salt many foods, but I salt my beans. There's two things I salt. I salt beans and I salt potatoes. Those are the two things that I think can handle it. I don't even salt my meat because I salt it when I'm cooking it. Woo, woo, woo. Caught it that time. I don't call it that time. I'm looking for the right size measuring spoon. Okay. For the pints, you use a half teaspoon, a measuring spoon of salt. If you're trying to watch your salt intake, then don't do this part. Or if you don't care if you're salted. I personally think that beans can take the salt, so I like to salt them. So we're going to put salt in our beans. Does it matter to you?
No.
I asked her because she's helping me, so she's going home with beans. And actually, she's going to do the next part. She's going to do the next part.
Oh, filling in the bubbly?
We're putting the water in first, and then we'll go back and debubble. But you're doing that part because we may have to get another pan of water on is what I'm thinking. So what I might do is put the kettle on while you fill that. So she's gonna do the next part. We'll just make sure we're in video frame here. Yeah, we're good. We're good. Funnel. Where's the funnel? Use the funnel, girl. Why? Make it easier on yourself. So
I'm making it more fun.
So you're not splashing water everywhere.
I'm still splashing water
Oh,
everywhere.
Please. Yeah, I'm gonna put the kettle on.
I'm still splashing water everywhere.
Dishes in the sink, man. Guess that's what happens when you're cooking. I gotta find the kettle. We moved stuff, so we had room. So she's just filling it to the 1-inch headspace, which is right here on your jar. And if you wonder where your 1-inch headspace, if you have a debubbler, I used Himalayan salt, Kathy, but you can use canning salt, yes. Your debubbler has your 1-inch headspace. This right here, this little notch, you can't see it. This little notch right here is 1 inch. This don't need water. Oh shoot! Even though I was watching it, it's still boiled over. Japers. Ah! And it makes such a mess too. What a mess. What a mess. Alexa, set a timer for 30 minutes. I'm sorry, everybody who's got one.
I'm sorry, everybody who's got one timer. 30 minutes, starting now.
I don't know if y'all heard that, but I told the dot to set a timer for 30 minutes, and then I apologized to y'all if you have one, and she apologized too. She said she's sorry, everyone who has one too. It's funny. It was so funny. Hey, I'll debubble while you do that. How's that? Teamwork makes the dream work. Oh, Jesus! I turned it down, it's still boiled over. Lord have mercy. Okay, we're debubbling, y'all. You're just making sure that there's no bubbles in here. So we're just going to make sure. Let's see if you can see this one. See if you can see it. I don't know if you can see it. We're just going down the edges, stirring it up a little bit, making sure we got no bubbles. And then when we're done with that, we'll check and make sure we're still at 1 inch headspace with water. And right now it probably seems like there's a lot of water in here, but that really soaks that up. I buy the Redmond salt, so yeah, you can use the Redmond salt. Sure. I buy my salt from Mountain Rose Mountain Herbs, I think it's called. Mountain Rose Herbs, yeah. That's where I get my salt from. I buy it in bulk there. I think the Redmond salt's probably just about the same. But they have sales on their salt and pepper a lot, so I like to get my salt there. And my pepper. I get my pepper there too. My unground pepper. So, if you guys want to see something that I make with some of this stuff that I can, drop me a comment, let me know. If you're watching the replay, you can drop me a comment too. This foam is right up to the top for crying out loud. I bet I put too much water in this thing. I put the kettle on, but I didn't turn the flame on.
Again?
Yep. I put the I see I did it again. I put the kettle on, but I didn't put the flame on. I'm famous for that. But by the time these are done tomorrow, this will be full of beans and not much liquid at all. Yeah, the Redmond salt I think that's what a lot of people are using now. More people are using the Redmond salt than anybody. But I buy like a couple, I buy like 5-10 pounds of salt at Mountain Rose Herbs.
Yeah.
I always call it Rose Mountain, but it's Mountain Rose Herbs. I buy 5-10 pounds at a time there of different salts. I buy the fine sea salt. This is fine sea salt too. It's not like the heavy grade stuff. Like, this one is the coarse grade. I would not use coarse grade in my canning. I use the fine grade in my canning.
Just shy.
Just shy?
Just shy.
Oh,
For the one, look.
oh well, you got one more here. So
I know.
We're good. We're going to be using it anyways, so we're good.
I'm just shy of the 1 inch.
Yes. Well, we'll just debubble it and then refill it. That's what we'll do. We'll debubble it and then we'll just top it off. Because it's so shy. It's like literally just like a slight amount.
Right.
So we'll just debubble it and then we'll top it off. Yeah, these will be filled with more beans and less water by tomorrow morning. And I'll be posting pictures for sure. I'll keep you guys updated. But we also have cranberry beans to do. How many jars we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 jars. So yeah, we're gonna have to get the other canner going. We have cranberry beans and we have canary beans. Mountain Rose Herbs, yes, that's it. Yes, that's all organic stuff. Yes. And it is sustainably harvested. Everything there is sustainably harvested. It's not just organic, it's sustainable. Which is why I like it there. It's sustainable. I keep thinking I'm hearing something boil over there. Ay. What I wanted to show y'all is the beans before. This is a jar of mixed beans that I have. And it's so funny to me. I'm going to grab one of the Great Northern White Beans out of here. And then I'll grab one out of this jar. It's incredible to me when you look at how much that has swollen already. Same bean, only soaked and washed. Or soaked and boiled for 30 minutes. It's not even like ready. Yes. I highly recommend that company. I was going to show you. Oh, there is cranberry beans in the other room. I can't show them the canary beans because I can't find the other part of my canary. I know I found some of my canary beans. Canary beans are like another white bean, but they're yellow. They don't look white, or they don't look so. They're not even yellow. They're kind of like a canary yellow, very, very pale yellow. And I didn't mix those in with this because sometimes I just like to use just that for soup. Sometimes, not always. The Book of Face wants to keep saying slow connection. If you're watching this on YouTube, because this will be uploaded to YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, y'all are going to be lucky because you're not going to have the slow connection thing coming up on your... Because sometimes I see it like blurb on the other end when I'm on your guys' end of the camera. We're just waiting for water to boil again. I'm sorry about this, guys. I just don't have space to put, because we're going to have 2 canning pots going here. So what we're going to do, I'm just going to, actually, now that we did this part, I think, because we'll just finish this here and then I'll just post pictures for you guys. I got my beans. Some of them I got at I don't know where you're from, Kathy, but for here I live in Western New York. We have a store called Save-A-Lot, but there's other stores in the nation that are like Save-A-Lot, it's like a Aldi kind of. It's kind of like an Aldi, but they carry more name brands than Aldi, and some of their stuff is actually cheaper. I got some of my beans at Save-A-Lot, but the majority of them I got at the Amish store, which a lot of areas in the country now have Amish and Mennonite stores, and if you can get them from there, I highly recommend you do that, because number one, they're cheaper, and number two, you know how they're harvested and grown and harvested. So that would be my recommendation. The majority of my beans came from the Amish, the majority of them, but some of them, I'm trying to remember. I know the last time I was at Save-A-Lot, I picked up a couple of bags. I don't remember what they were. It might have been the Great Northern white beans that I have out there. I have some Great Northern white beans out there. And they were only like 69 cents a bag there. You're in Wisconsin? WI is Wisconsin, right?
I believe so.
You have to think about that. You know, I've been out of high school for a while. I don't think they have a Save-A-Lot there. I don't remember hearing that they do. So, any discount store, like, do you have an Ollie's? Because Ollie's sometimes has them, too, really cheap. Ollie's has beans cheap, too. And those are just coming from other stores where they got to get them off the shelf. But Walmart has beans really cheap. I know that Walmart has beans cheap. I've seen them on the shelf there. I've never bought them because if I buy beans from the store, they're Goya. And the reason I buy the Goya beans is because the Goya plant is right here.
That way.
It's right here.
No, it's that way on the other side of commercial.
No. Oh yeah. Okay, so it's like 2 feet this way. maybe 20 feet.
Did you forget I lived down
It's
the
just-
street from it? It's on South
So
Main.
the Goya plant, which Cindy knows this, the Goya plant's right here. So that's why I support people who are. Oh, you have a Save-A-Lot. Oh, she got Save-A-Lot.
There you go.
There you go. You got a ham boing. Boom. There you go, Cindy. She's got the beans soaking for 15 bean soup. Now, see, if you had them canned up, you wouldn't have to soak them. See? Because beans are all canned the same. I could have soaked these last night, put these in jars, and then would have just thrown the soup together. Boom, boom, boom. Would have had it done. I also can ham broth, though. I boil my ham bone and strain that broth and can that broth like you would beef or chicken. So I got it for soup, like, because I like to cheat like this. I have ham broth. I don't even know if that's, I don't know if that's Center for whatever approved to do ham broth. But I do it the same as I do all the broth. It's broth, for Pete's sakes. It's bone broth. Does it really matter what bones I put in that broth? But I get the flavor, so I can it up. And I've used it for a lot of stuff, but we're not going to tell the whole wide world that we might do something wrong. So it is what it is. So what we're going to do, as per usual, with these beans as we wait for water to boil, we are going to get some vinegar, which didn't Pat say remind your mother to get the vinegar?
Did I remember? No.
Mr. Homestead reminded my daughter to remind me to get the vinegar. But did I remember? No. Anyways, we're going to wipe our rims with white vinegar, put our lids on, and our rings. And just for an example here, we're just going to grab an empty jar. Same thing. We're going to wipe our rims with white vinegar, put our flats on, and the same thing as I repeat all the time, but it bears repeating, fingertip tight. Once it stops spinning, you're good. I boil everything with the bone, yes, but I strain it through a cheesecloth before, like, I strain it through a cheesecloth into the jar. What I do with my broth, Cindy, is I take my jar and I put my funnel on it, and I have like 4 layers of cheesecloth, and I just set that down on here, and I strain my broth through the cheesecloth into the jar so that it gets a good majority of the fat off. That's what I do. That's what I do with my broth. I do it with all my broth now. Yes. So we're just gonna put our flat on after we clean our rim with white vinegar. Made sure that there's no chips or cracks. And we're gonna put our ring on. Not like that. We're not gonna put it on like that. We're going to put our ring on, oh my goodness, till it stops turning. We're not cranking. We're just going to put it on until it stops turning. Because you want that air, you want the airflow to be able to push all of that bad air out of your jar so that it's preserving your food. So we're just doing fingertip tight, remember. So we're going to put it in our canner. Bring it up to a boil. When it starts to a steady stream, not a little psh, psh, a good steady stream of steam where it's consistent. We're going to time it for 10 minutes, start our timer for 10 minutes and let it vent. Put our weight on. Depending on where you live and your sea level, for us it's 10 pounds of pressure. I don't have a pressure gauge on one of mine, so when it's jiggling like a hula dancer, we know we're good. And then we turn the flame down a little bit, make sure, like halfway, make sure it's still dancing like a hula dancer. And then we time our pints for 75 minutes. Quarts are 90 minutes. And this is the same for any and all dried beans. Dried beans, remember, we're doing dried beans. It's the same for any and all dried beans. Everything we just showed you is the same for all dried beans. The same process. You're going to wash them, you're going to soak them. Well, get Christmas done with your family. And get better. Get better before you get back to canning. We're gonna wash our beans. We're gonna soak them overnight. We're gonna boil them for 30 minutes. Put them in the jar. If you want to use that liquid to put in your beans, go for it. It's okay apparently. I don't like that. I like to have as little gas as possible in my beans and more bean. I want my body to digest the food. I don't want the gas. We're gonna wipe our rims. Put our flats on. Bring it up to, put it in the canner with the vinegar. I hope so soon too. I hope so soon too. Hope you're better soon. We're gonna vent it for 10 minutes when it gets that good steady stream. Once it's done venting, we'll put our weight on. If you have a pressure gauge, for us it's 10 pounds of pressure. Just check the Oogle Schmoogle and ask her what your pressure for canning is in your area. Get it up to that pressure. Mine doesn't hold steady at 10, I'll be honest with you. A lot of times it likes to hover between 13 and 10, which is okay. As long as it doesn't jack up too high or go down too low, we're good. 75 minutes for pints, 90 minutes for quarts. As soon as your timer's up, turn your flame off, let it come back down to pressure on its own. Don't force it. You'll have an explosion. And that's what people have done in the past, and that's why it's exploded. Let it come down on its own. Once it's done, touch your jiggler. If you don't hear any steam coming out of your jiggler when you kind of touch it, you know it's okay to come off. Take your jiggler off. Let it sit for 5 minutes. Just make sure. Turn your lid. Let it sit for a minute or two. Turn your lid, like lift it a little. Let it sit for a minute or two. Turn your lid away from you so that the steam goes this way and you don't give yourself a very steamy facial. Take your lid away from you. off of it away from you. Set it aside, take your jars out, and let them sit on your counter or your table or wherever you're letting them sit. Make sure you put a towel under them. Don't set them on metal. Yes, I use the vinegar and a paper towel to wipe my lids. Hang on, and I'll show you. Hang on, I'll do one. Let me grab some vinegar, Kathy. You got the paper towels, Nellie?
Yeah, I got those ready for you. Right there.
Thanks. I'll show you, Kathy. I'll show you what I do. Nellie can get a lid. Nellie can get me a lid. We'll do one. It's just regular white vinegar, and make sure you have 5% acidity if you're using it for pickling. It's just regular white vinegar, and I have it in a bowl here. Okay, just 1 second. I gotta wipe it right. So I dip my paper towel. I dip my paper towel in there, squeeze it. I gotta make sure I do one that's in the view of the camera here. This one. So I wipe the rim with the vinegar. And then I will pop the top on. Fingertip tight. Done. Then it goes in the canner. I'm glad you asked. I'm glad you asked because somebody might not have known what I was talking about. Perfect. So this will go in the canner. And then all the rest of the stuff that I just said. Remember, we're pressure canning. We have to pressure can beans because they're a low acid food. So we have to pressure can beans. So if you have any more questions, drop them in the comments. Even after I'm off the live, if you watch the replay and you didn't understand something, drop me a comment. I do try to check my comments and answer them as much as I possibly can. So we are going to get to work on the rest of this because we have 2 more kinds of beans to do and apparently more jars to wash. We have more jars to wash because these few jars we have here ain't gonna cut it. So thank y'all for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I wish you all peace, blessings, and love. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Thanks, guys.